Have you heard of Nick Wendella, the famous high wire artist? He's a member of a 7-generation dynasty of aerial artists. And Nick has become known for his daring feats in crossing gaps throughout the world, like between skyscrapers in New York City, between the Grand Canyon, and even across the gap of a volcano in Nicaragua. Nick and his team plan and prepare for making that gap crossing and for the risks that are going to be there, and getting Nick mentally and skillfully ready to step by step cross that gap to get to the other side. In selling, we talk about the gap, and people say sell to the gap. And we do need to sell to the gap and position the value of what we offer for those prospects. But what I find is that the normal gap of what's going on today and what do they want to happen tomorrow is not always compelling enough for us to position value for that prospect or those prospects to confidently and quickly make a decision to start that journey with you. And we have another gap that more than 50% of people in our workshops say they never thought of addressing, and that's the risk and reward gap. And finding out what are the risks that they're concerned about in making that crossing or in getting to that future state, that tomorrow, and what are the rewards or the benefits for them doing that? What's going to compel them to put money into this, effort into this, relationship changes, etc. And 90% of the people in our workshops haven't addressed the gap of the risk and rewards for the current situation, because that is our biggest competitor, is people doing nothing. So what are the benefits of them doing nothing? And what are the risks in their mind of doing nothing? Because that then can help them maybe start that journey to get to that tomorrow state. So we need to look for the gap in the totality of those points: today, tomorrow, risk and reward. And after we have earned the right to do so, ask the questions about risk and reward. Here are some examples of questions that we can incorporate into our investigate. What's the impact of you getting to, and then fill in that tomorrow? How will you feel when that happens? What's driving you to look for help? Who else cares about this as much as you? And then what does that do for you? What do you see as the downside to staying on the current course? What may get in the way as you begin to implement this? And how likely is that to derail your entire plan? What are you most looking forward to when this is addressed? How will tackling this improve your life or your business? What's the biggest benefit for each of you when you get started? How will you use the time and energy that you no longer spend on this endeavor? And what makes you comfortable with your current situation? What do you think the answers to those questions could do in your sales situation? What could it do for them, whether it's an individual or more than one person, to be able to verbalize and explore those risks and rewards? What it's going to do is change the situation, in that you're going to have a bigger gap to position, not just your data, facts, and your process for how you're going to work with them, but how you are going to help them minimize their risks and maximize these rewards. And getting to that why on the rewards is powerful in the relationship as you get started and as you go forward. And going back to Nick Wendella, when he's asked why does he do these crazy, daring, life-threatening feats, he said it's not about the fame and fortune, which is what most people would think is the reward. For him, it's a higher calling. He believes that this is giving him the world stage to call attention to his faith. And that's his compelling motivator. So, what questions can you ask to find out your prospects' compelling motivators to get that confident and quick decision to actually start on that journey with you?